What exactly did Lyft agree to here to make this happen?
I feel like they sold all of their principles out and decided to become just a regular cab company with an app that allows you to hail.
How very New York of them, Matt.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't see how any of this progress is progress or positive. They're only allowed to use TLC, so taxi and limousine commission cars. They're only allowed to use TLC, so taxi limousine commission drivers. The point of Lyft is that it's a peer-to-peer ride-sharing service. So if I'm driving like from Bronxville to New York, I'm a qualified Lyft driver, and you want to go with me, I can swing by and pick you up, and we kind of split the cost. That's the idea. This is not that idea. So I think it's awful.
So we're not going to see you or Alexis Ohanian of Reddit hitting the streets tonight picking up randoms?
Not unless I figure out how to get the taxi and limousine commission to give me a license and fit out my F-150 with a license. I think Corey probably is legally allowed to do that because he used to be a yellow cab driver here.
You still have your taxi license, Corey?
My taxi license, number 421329, is long since expired, Matt. But I think that's the point, is that New York City has a history of dangerous and bad drivers, which is why the licensing requirement began in the first place. Licensing above and beyond, not just having a driver's license, but having a Class 5 license in New York State, as well as having the TLC training and so on.
But the yellow cab drivers are the most dangerous and bad drivers in the entire city. I mean...
That's not true.
I know a lot of people got hit by cabs. Not only are they bad drivers, but they're underinsured.
Lyft has claimed that their safety standards are even higher and more stringent than the taxi. But how is what Lyft is doing different than from what Uber is doing, Matt?
It isn't.
It's the same.
Yeah.
So what about the vehicles themselves, Matt? What is it?
Uber has the same. So for Uber X, you have to have a TLC licensed driver, and it has to be a TLC licensed vehicle. So this is kind of the same thing as Uber X. I mean, it's even. I guess the one benefit is that it'll be all over New York. So previously, Lyft was going to launch just in Brooklyn and Queens, and they had a business case for that. They thought those were underserved areas, and I thought it was pretty compelling. But now it's going to be everywhere, in Manhattan, Staten Island, the Bronx. I guess that's a positive. It's competition.
Do you see, Matt, a way forward for true peer-to-peer ride sharing? Is there a door that could open in the future? Is it a door they're trying to open?
Well, I mean, the key is to get the drivers that they have properly insured. And Lyft had claimed that it's got $1 million of primary insurance for each of their drivers, which, if that's the case, that's a bigger policy than New York taxi drivers have. So I don't see why that's stopping them. I think the problem is that regulators in this state are working in the 20th century, and these kind of ideas are new and too confusing for them, or they'd break the status quo. It's definitely not something that the Taxi and Limousine Commission wants, and this is the kind of city where that kind of commission holds a lot of power. So, you know, it just seems to be such a bummer. That's my official take on it. Bummer.